today, which is coding IMPROV. So I'm going to build an app completely inspired by you all, Twitch chat. And the way this will work is you can use your seedlings to make a suggestions. And thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. Cool. I'll set aside 3 hours. Yeah, you all know me. So that's the thing. If I say an hour, it'll be 3 hours. But if I say 3 hours, it'll be like 12 hours. So cool. If you click this little icon, am I covering it? I'm covering it. This one right here. If you click this icon in the Twitch chat, you can see all of the rewards that you can redeem. This will also tell you how many seedlings you have. I have infinity because I am streamer. But if you'd like to make a suggestion, you will need 1,337 seedlings. So this really is kind of like a reward for watching the channel and such. If you scroll all the way down, you can see how you can get seedlings, which is by following the channel or rating with us or subscribing, all that good stuff. So here's what's going to happen. This is currently paused. It is not yet enabled, but I will enable it. And when I do, the first 5 people to make a suggestion, we're going to have to build something that incorporates all of those suggestions. Now, those suggestions should not be anything technology specific. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't say React, or you shouldn't say Vue or Mongo or anything like that. You should suggest something completely unrelated to tech. I mean, it could be tangential. Like you could say keyboard. Keyboard is valid. You could say balloon, or hat, or Santa, or guitar. Any one of those would be a valid suggestion. You can say Netflix. You can. Now, what I do with those suggestions is entirely up to me. So yeah. Okay. Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? So it's only going to accept the first 5. Any more than that will be ignored. And I think I'm listening for these. Are we ready? Are we ready? I might have missed some chats, by the way. Oh, we got some cheers. Pablo, thanks for the bits. David. Oh yeah, I already thank you for the reset, but thank you again. All right, is everyone ready? Get your keywords right. Here's the thing. The moment I enable it, it's going to go fast. It's going to go fast. So here we go. Done and done and done. Great work, everyone. So the She-Bost has suggested Heist. Null Pointer has suggested Rocket. Limotes has suggested Grandfather. Shadow D-Master has suggested Dog Balloon. Interesting. And Slothufer got in there. They got in there with the Netflix suggestion. Nice. Nice. Okay. So now our job is to make something out of these suggestions. I'll be honest though, I'm feeling really awkward on the opposite side of the screen. This is weird for me to have my editor on the right and my chat on the left, because usually it's switched. But I think I'll get used to it. We'll see. Yeah, well, when we first started to do this a long time ago, not a long time ago, maybe a year ago, there was a bug where if people suggested fast enough, they were able to get more in than the limit that I set. Yeah, but that's a good point, Zoix. I'm getting out of my comfort zone, you know? Great. Okay. I'm gonna set a 2-minute timer. And we'll come up with a general idea. I don't know, 5 minutes. 5-minute timer. So we've got 5 minutes to come up with a overarching idea that incorporates all of these things on what we're going to build. Feel free to suggest stuff in the chat. And congrats, Avi, 2nd month at your company. Yeah, I saw Avi mentioned his Chrome extension. So if you, I guess it works for Firefox too, but he has an extension you can install that will automatically click the bonus button whenever it pops up down here. So feel free to link that, Avi, if you'd like to. Who flipped the stream? Me. I flipped the stream. And Jim McDonald, thank you for the 19 months. That's a long time. Thank you for all the supports. Okay, now we've got Dog Balloon, Netflix, Grandfather, Rocket, and Heist. Netflix, we could do something that maybe provides suggestions of some kind, a la Netflix, or maybe this could be like Netflix for dogs or something like that. Heist. I mean, this could be like a game, like a bank heist. Okay, we could be getting somewhere. So this is a potential bank heist where you have multiple avenues of escape, like a dog balloon or a rocket. And maybe it has something to do with Netflix. I've seen that show suggested to me. I haven't watched it yet. The She-Boss. A Reindeer Santa race game? That could be cool. And what's up, Katoli? Welcome in. Does Better Twitch TV do that? I have no idea if they already do that. A rocket with a grandfather controlled by the chat that has to hit the other things. That's an amazing idea. Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, I kind of like that because, yeah. So there's like a rocket and there's a dog sitting on it, and then chat can issue commands to move it around the screen, and then maybe various Netflix titles will pop up on the screen, and the dog has to collect them. Seems good. That's what we're gonna build, I think. Yeah. That could, yeah. So if we were like, if it was a bank heist, people could be watching Netflix in there. Yeah. Use transform, rotate Y to flip the stream back. A heist on the Netflix headquarters to bring back the office. Main character is your friendly old the main character is your friendly old grandfather. He travels using a rocket and carries a dog balloon. I like it, but we're trying to keep it simple enough that we can do it within an hour or so. Yeah, and so this could be interesting if we could find some Netflix API to get shows or movies that are exclusive to Netflix. Social media for dogs that watch Netflix. All right, this is my break timer. Let's take a quick stretch. But I think that sounds fun. Basically, you've got a little dog on a balloon that moves around on the screen, which is controlled by Twitch chat, and it needs to collect all of the Netflix titles. And we'll incorporate Grandfather in there somehow. And we can call this Movie Heist. Is what the name of the game will be. We've got some supports. Ashley with the 7 months, thank you very much. And Zoix with 100 bits, who says Twitch is confusing. Could you have to type a Netflix title to move the rocket? That could be good. Yeah. I think we'll come up with the mechanics as we start to build it out, but I like that. So in the chat, there will be you'll see on the screen various Netflix titles. You'll have to type it in the chat, and then the dog will head towards that, but if somebody types another title, it will go towards the other one. So you all have to kind of like work together. Yeah, this could work, Farshid. Honestly, we could just copy paste this list. I guess it's not a list. we have multiple pages. So list of original films in the year 2022. We could do 2021. It's nearing the end of the year. This is like a Netflix roundup of Netflix originals. Yeah, the only issue is I want like movie posters too. So I'll have to find that. Okay, but that's the idea. Let's write it down. Idea. Netflix heist. There is a dog in an air balloon with rocket boosters. Various Netflix titles will appear in the clouds. Twitch chat can target one of the titles. the dog will go towards that title. If the dog collides with the title, you get a point. That's basically it. And I think the other idea here is that chat is going to... This app sounds useful. Well, I mean, one useful thing is it could introduce you to Netflix titles that you've never heard of or seen before. But chat will have to work together, because if people are throwing out multiple different options, then the thing's going to be going all over the place. Seems fine, right? Okay, let's build the thing. So what are we going to build it with? I kind of just want to use vanilla JavaScript. I don't really even want to... Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about it or even ask anyone. We're going to use vanilla JavaScript. So, C#? No, let's go. It's just going to be a basic web page. We'll call it Netflix Heist. No, not that. I'm not familiar enough with P5. Any other day, I would learn it on the spot, but I'm not really in the mood. Okay. We've got an index.html. Make a little document here. Give it a title. And for now, we're just going to put a dog emoji. Okay. Great. So we've got a dog on the screen. Here you can clearly see that my blue screen is not perfect, so I'm going to fix that. Just like that. Great. My partner string quintet went great. Yeah. It was mostly for like family and friends. Like, because of the pandemic, they couldn't really perform anywhere because all the places are closed. Like, you can't really book a performance space or anything like that. So they got to perform here. They streamed it. All the family tuned in, and they were like sending chat messages and stuff. It was pretty cool. It worked out. Yeah. Yeah. Streamers can use this to let their chat select the next show they're going to watch. Yeah, but you technically probably shouldn't be watching copyrighted content on stream. I don't know. Oh, that's a good idea, Magic Whistle. First of all, let's just do some research. Let's find a Netflix API of some kind in 50 millimeter. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Yeah, so OMDB just lists all movies. I don't know if you can like filter by Netflix originals. Netflix shut down its public API. There's no legal way to do this. Streaming availability? I wouldn't say I don't like I wouldn't say I like downloading CSS. Seems fun. I've never really used it that much. I do other things. Yeah. So yeah, we could scrape it. What we really need though. So I mean, if we look at like OMDB or the movie DB, I wonder if it has a way to filter by Netflix specifically. You can see that I am very hesitant to click Rapid API. Almost every time I click on it, it's just like it requires a login of some kind, and it's not the actual API. Yeah. Welcome back, John. We might do some scraping, just like was mentioned. Basically, scrape those Wikipedia lists that we found. And then we could cross-reference that list against OMDB, the Open Movie Database, to get posters for it. I am going to do that. If anyone has a better idea, speak now. Otherwise, that's what I'm going to do. So this is a list of Netflix original films. Well, OMDB is the Open Movie Database, whereas IMDb is the Internet Movie Database. So yeah. Wait. What if we go here? Could we just scrape this page? I think we might be able to. Because this is everything, right? Sort of. And the Shibas, thank you for the gifted sub. And Unfair, thank you for the resub. Right? Let's look at the source. It looks like it might make an API request. Let's see if the Queen's Gambit is on here. All right. There's a bunch of JSON in this page already. So type TV series name URL. Interesting. Let's see. So I would need an API key for this. Let's see how easy it is to get an API key for the movie DB. Because what was just suggested by Stony Eagle is you can append this watch providers, and that tells you if it's on Netflix or not. I think that's different though. Like I don't want things that are all things that are on Netflix. I want things that are Netflix originals, which is different. I don't know if it even matters. Should I even make the distinction? But Nuki Poo, thank you very much for the 16 months. Yeah, we flip sides. Chat's on the other side now. And Acids Work with the 20 months. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm gonna maybe scrape this page. Let's see if there's any other Queen's Gambit data on this page. Let's see if there's any network requests that are made when this page loads. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is we see if there's an API call here. I'm gonna open up a private tab just in case anything was cached. Let's just look at all the network requests that happen when this page loads. Okay, all of these images started loading. And if the images are loading, then that means it already has the data for those movies before that. Am I hacking? No, I'm trying to figure out where the data is coming from. I don't know if it's server rendered is the thing, because if you look at the like the source code of the page and like search for Money Heist, I mean, yeah, this is, I guess, would be one type of server rendering. They basically just inject the data into the like a script tag here. You saw that there was some JSON. All right, here's what I'm going to do. HTML beautifier. I want to look at the source of this page, but actually be able to read it. Okay. Yeah, so it's like a meta tag actually. So you can see right here, application LD JSON, and then it has all the TV series inside of it. So this would be perfectly fine to like pull out of a network request. I guess the only issue is it just doesn't give us images. But if we look at the images that were requested when the page loads, what's their URL? See, it's big and random. Like it's not just like pass in the ID of the movie to get it. If I search the source of the page for this, it's not there, which makes me think there's a script that's like figuring it out somehow. Yeah. And what's up, El Muchacho? I'm doing good. What's up, TD Racing? This has a good amount of originals. It's good enough for me, I guess. I have to just make a decision though. Either I'm scraping the Wikipedia page and then cross-referencing that against OMDB, or I can just get the titles off of this page, and that's good enough for me. But so this is why I think like parts of it are server-side rendered. Okay. Wait, it's in there then. Popular on Netflix. And then the image is there. And then it has the title. I'm just going to scrape this. Yeah, I can scrape it. All right. So this is going to be a separate process. I'm going to separately scrape all of the data. And then put it in a JSON file and then just use that in my front end. There won't be like a front end and a back end. It's not reverse engineering. No, it's literally just pulling the titles and the images out of the page itself. So here we go. JavaScript file. I need a few. Actually, I'm just going to put it in a separate directory because it's going to have its own package JSON. Okay. So we go into Netflix scrape. We are going to install Axios, which will let us easily make HTTP requests. We're going to install Cheerio, which will let us select elements just like you do with jQuery, but on the server side. Okay, so we have a function, get titles. We're going to require in Axios. Yeah, there's a lot of other options, but Axios has been around for a long time, and it works for me, so I'm going to use it. We also need Cheerio, and then, yeah. So the reason I'm not using Puppeteer is Puppeteer essentially has to spin up an entire web page that executes all of the scripts and applies all of the styles and all of that good stuff. Whereas what I'm going to do, which I'll show you, is I'm literally just going to make an HTTP request to get the HTML contents of this page. So there's no rendering involved. I literally just get the source of this web page, and then I can pass in that source into Cheerio and then just select out the elements. So that's why I would prefer to do it this way rather than with something like Puppeteer, because this will be much faster. Okay, so make a request to the page. That's going to give us back the actual HTML of the page, and then we can load that with Cheerio. And now we can just do the selecting. So wait, where? Here. And it should be that The selectors that I find here in the DOM should be the right ones that I can select with Cheerio. So im content horizontal row item should be each of the titles. So we'll say, hey, Cheerio, give me all of those. And then for each one, we get the index and the element. And we can do something with it. So we'll have an array of titles, or let's call it shows. And then within that element, there is an nm collections title name class, and that'll give us the name. So the title is going to be, well, first of all, I'm going to put the element in a jQuery selector so I can use all the, in a Cheerio selector like this, because that then allows me to do something like this. So for that, within that element, find an element with that class, and then give me the text, trim off any white space. And then we're just going to push it into the shows array. And after all that, log out our shows. And when I run this, call the function. Okay, that's it. It's going to work first try. I need to plug in my battery, thanks. Ta-da! This gives us 1,175 items plus all of these. It's perfect. It's perfect. Next thing, we just need to extract out the image as well. So this is going to be nm title, nm collections link image. Ship it, yeah. So this will be element dot find the element that has these two classes, and we want to find the image inside of it, and we want to grab the src attribute of it. Is that right? Yeah, should be fine. We'll call this the image URL. All right, try again. Oh, that's fine. It's just a base64 encoded image. It's not even an image URL. Or is it? No, they're all the same right now. No, they have something that's dynamically replacing it, because you can see right now, the image data that I'm getting back is not. Oh no, some of them are just wrong. They're blank. I see. Okay, it works for some of them. Like Spencer Confidential. This should be the title image. Yeah. But for some of them, it's this weird blank thing. Yeah. The classes were on the, yeah, so it was the parent. So the way I have it is this should select the parent, and then img should select the image inside of as a child of that parent. Well, I mean, it would make sense, because if like, I think Netflix is just broken, right? Because you can see there are actually just missing images on this page, for whatever reason, right? Like these, I would assume these are the ones that are missing. Like if I search for the Great British Baking Show, it has a blank image. Oh, Sony Eagles got it. You're sharing your API key though. You might want to revoke it or change it, but I'm going to use it. And how many does this give us back? So this is page 1. There are 1,339 results with 67 pages. Reload the page. Yeah, let's do a hard refresh. Yeah, they're just missing, and I think the ones that are missing here are the same ones that are missing in our response. However, Stony Eagle I think has figured it out for us, because this is using the MovieDB API and then with networks 213, and that only gives us back stuff that's from Netflix, I'm assuming. Right? Right? Okay, we're just going to use this API. But what's nice is I can... well, I guess the other thing is this is paginated, and I kind of want all of the data so I can randomly select from all of them. Yeah, this does have images, so it has this backdrop path, or the poster path. And I'm assuming we can just append that to the URL, or we can look at their docs and see how do we get the image. So it's not an API, but is it here? No, but we can look at their docs and figure out how to, or Stony Eagle can tell us how do we get the image. Let's see. Oh, we want to go here. Developers, that MovieDB. Movies. And then we're specifically looking at the poster path. Append to response images. You got it, Stony Eagle. Can we get some hearts in chat for Stony Eagle? They're really really getting it today. No, it didn't change it much. I just need to figure out what the URL is prior to this. And Gary Godspeed, or Gary Goodspeed, thank you very much for the Prime. They got to tell us somewhere, right? Definitely, I appreciate it. Where would I even look in here? Because this is getting rate movie, okay. It's in the getting started. I can go there. Images. Here we go. Nice. Thank you. Who was that? Mark Boots was the first one. Now everybody's coming in with it though. But yeah, so basically you take that URL that we have, or the path that you have here, and you append it to this. We could do like width 500. Come on. This width 500. And so you just put that in front. Money Heist, nice. The other option is the backdrop, which isn't the movie poster. This is the kind of thing that's used on like a Plex server or something like that when you're on the, yeah, like this. Or like on Netflix if you're on the thing, but I think we'll use the poster. So yeah, we'll use the poster. Seems fine. Okay, now, we're not scraping, so we don't need Cheerio, but I do want to request every single page from the API. D and Bull is asking about my JSON web extension. I'm using Firefox. So this one is actually built into Firefox. But in Chrome, I use one called JSON Viewer. And you can install it in Firefox too. You just have to update your settings to not use the built-in one and use the other one. But this is the one that I use in Chrome. This one. Okay. We're on our way. But this is page 1 of 67 pages, so I want to get all of that data all at once and never have to make the request again. At least, I mean, yeah, never again. And then just put that data in my front end. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a function called getPage. We can get rid of all this other stuff we did. And we're making the request to here. And I'm assuming that you can just pass in a page number. So page equals 10. Yeah, it gives us back page 10. Great. So we'll throw that in here. And page equals, and then we'll parameterize it. We'll pass in the page. We'll make this a template string. Yeah, so you pass in the page. We're going to default to page 1. We're going to have, I guess these are all movies, right? They're not TV shows, right? Which is fine. These are just Netflix original movies. And The Art of Missy. Thank you very much for the 9 months. Yeah, so these are all movies. Fine. So we're going to call them movies. We're going to default that to an empty array. We get back the data. And then we just append the results to it. So we'll say movies equals movies.concat data.results. So that's going to put all of that entire array into our movies array. And then we'll say if page is less than... Wait. Yeah, if page does not equal total pages. So if page... No, if page is less than data.total pages. Do it again. Otherwise, just return all the movies that we have. Seems fine. It starts with page 1. I think I confirmed that, but we can confirm it. So if I do page equals 1, we get page 1. The first one is Money Heist. If I do page equals 2, that gives us page 2, Record of Ragnarok. We could do data.page, but technically this is going to be the same. Should be anyways, that we get back. Not less than or equal to? No, because if page is 67, then we're going to make the request for page 67, append the results for page 67, and then we're done, because there's no more than 67 pages. I mean, honestly, I could just hard code it. I could just say, I could just put 67 right there. But this should be fine. And then that will give us all the movies. Okay, so we'll say get movies. How can you send... use a GitHub gist is probably the easiest way to send a snippet. Okay, so get all the movies, and then we're going to get back the movies, and then I'm just going to write those to a JSON file. So I'm going to bring in fs. And then we'll do it. fs.write file sync movies.json. The data is just going to be all of the movies, so we're going to stringify that movies. Null comma 2 will give it some formatting in whitespace, and we want to write it as UTF-8. Should be fine. Not dong. Done. Okay. Some people use promiseified versions of FS. Any reason why? Yeah, I mean, in most cases, it would make sense to use the promiseified version. So, like, this line of code right here is blocking. So this line of code will if there were other stuff happening in my app, this would completely stop and this would be the only thing running. For this little script, that's totally fine. But in other scenarios, you would want to use the promisified version, so that way it like uses a background thread. So you can use fs.promises.write file. This returns a promise, and then you can await it. This would be the proper way to do this, and I'll leave the code that way because at this point it doesn't really matter. Okay, first try. Maybe. Yeah, so I saw some other people talking about it, and I haven't addressed it. The log4j 0-day exploit that happened. I don't use Java at work, so as far as I know, I'm not impacted. But the thing is, there could be just other processes running on a machine that do use Java and do use log4j and potentially are vulnerable. Though they may not be exposed to the web to be so that they are exploitable. But that is a thing. Okay, let's see if it worked. We've got a giant file. It's 26,000 lines long. So look at this. We have titles in Japanese and Chinese. Yeah, I'm going to assume it worked, but if I really want to check to see that it worked, we should just go to page 67 and make sure that that is the last one that we see. So if I go to page 67, and scroll all the way down, the last one here is this Japanese title. Yeah, looks the same. And the one before that is KO1 React. Yeah. Cool. So we now have a JSON file that has how many movies? 1,339 movies. Am I planning to watch the new Spider-Man movie? Probably. I watch Hot Ones on YouTube, and I saw that the guy that plays Spider-Man was on there, and he was advertising his movie. So yeah, I'll probably watch it. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good question about rate limiting. The movie database didn't appear to rate limit us, and I never have to make a request to them again, which is good. This movies.json file, I'm literally just going to use now in my front end. I'm going to put it in here, and now I don't have to make a request to their API again. I can just use this file that has all the data I need inside of it. So in Java says, the background process you just talked about, I wonder to use JavaScript for a Discord bot, and wondering, since it's in a single thread, it's fine for multi-user usage. So you mean writing a Discord bot with JavaScript? Is that okay? Is that an okay thing to do? I would say, yeah, like we have a Discord bot in our server that's written completely in JavaScript. So a node.js process is single-threaded, but you can do things that don't block the thread, and technically behind the scenes might actually be spinning up another thread, but that's transparent to you. You're not actually like spinning up a thread. So it's completely possible to build something with JavaScript that works for multiple users and like doesn't block when multiple users are using it, or when multiple messages are coming in and you have to process all of them. So yeah. Let's see what you got, Stony Equal. Wait, so using this code, you got more movies than what I got? So I'm making a request to with networks, and you're making a request to discover/movie? Um, how are you making sure that they're from Netflix? I don't see anything in here that checks if it's Netflix specific. Yeah. Yeah, he did really good on the hot ones. I mean, he took a bite of every wing. He tried not to drink water, but then when he got to the bomb, he had to drink water. Or sorry, milk. He drank milk. Um, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm excited. I'm not a huge Marvel movie fan. Like I've watched them, but yeah. What's up, McDreamy? We're a bit in the weeds right now. So right now, the specific problem we're solving is we were trying to get a list of every Netflix original movie that has ever come out, and we somewhat succeeded, we think. So we used this API called the Movie DB, and we made the request, and now we have all these movies in a list. So La Casa de Papel is a Netflix original. Hellbound, Squid Game. So all of these Netflix originals, there's like 1,700 of them are in this file. That was what we were just doing. In a second, I'll tell you what else we're doing. Yeah. That snippet does movie and TV. Yeah, mine are just movies. Yeah, and I've never tried to bomb. So a quick aside, I did a coding hot wings challenge. It was probably like 2 years ago at this point. But basically, what I did was I would have to solve a coding problem, a progressively harder coding problem, in between each wing, which was a really bad idea because by the time, so the hottest one that I didn't have the dab at the time, but the hottest one that I did was Blair's Mega Death Sauce, which is still really hot. I couldn't function. I think I ended up figuring it out anyways. Look at my face. um, but so I have not tried to bomb, and I want to do this on stream again. Eventually. I mean, I talked about doing it again like a year ago. I just haven't. But when I do it again, I will actually try to bomb. But yeah, I have not tried it before. Yeah. See, if you could see my code real time in the browser, do you mean like as I'm typing the code like this, you want to be able to see the code? Is that what you mean? With networks 213 to the params of the snippet that you sent me? Right, it does do TV because I got Squid Game. Squid Game is a TV show. Thank you, I Watch Naked. Thanks for this the sub. And Rublev, thanks for the 3 months as well. Yeah, oh yeah, I'll link this video if you want to watch it. I'll say, like, here's the thing. Hot Ones is a heavily produced and edited show, right? Like they'll take an interview, they edit it down, it's very entertaining. This is me just struggling with hot wings and struggling to solve problems for 2.5 hours. Like, I didn't have the luxury. I mean, I technically could have edited it after the fact, but yeah, I didn't have the luxury of editing out when I'm actually eating the wing like they do on the show. So yeah. Where do you set limit? I don't know. I'm okay with the code that I wrote. I'm gonna leave it. So oh, you updated it? Okay, I'll open it back up. Though, let's make sure I'm on the right one. Oh, I see. With networks here. Okay, I appreciate your efforts, Stony Eagle, but I'm just gonna go with what I got because at this point we need to get some stuff on the screen, and I'll explain to everyone else what we're doing if you did just get here. Okay, so hello, welcome to the Coding Garden. Today is Coding Improv, where we build something inspired by chat suggestions. At the beginning of the stream, we got these 5 suggestions from the Twitch chat: Netflix, Grandfather, Dog Balloon, Rocket, and Heist. And what we've decided to do with these suggestions is to build a game of sorts. So we're going to build a game where there's a dog on a balloon on the screen and he has rocket boosters. And you're going to see various Netflix titles appearing in the clouds. And then you, Twitch chat, will be able to type something in the chat that will make the dog go towards a specific movie title. If it collides, you get a point. If it doesn't, you don't get a point. That's pretty much what we're going to build. And ultimately, chat has to work together, because if there's conflicting commands from chat, then the dog isn't going to know where to go and it's not going to collide with anything. Okay, at this point, all we've done is gotten a massive list of movie titles. Let's get a dog in a balloon on the screen. So I'm just doing this with vanilla JavaScript. So I'm gonna set up just like a general game area. So this is where all the game elements are gonna go. And I think initially I want just, I guess I could technically have like clouds floating around. I'm just gonna have an image of clouds. You got to, well, I get 1,700 results. I think it's fine, Stone Eagle. I'm not gonna worry about it too much, because I've been coding for like 40 minutes at this point. Okay, what was I gonna do? I need a picture of clouds. I'm gonna go to Pexels, which is free stock photos, and I'm gonna find some clouds. I mean, these are really good clouds. I'm just going to go with these. Free to use, Creative Commons 0, which means I don't even need to credit them, which is kind of amazing. So I won't. I'm just going to add this image right here. Well, does there have to be a grandpa? Oh, grandfather. Yeah, so maybe there's a grandfather and a dog on an air balloon. Okay, so at this point, we should have clouds on the page, but it doesn't fit to the screen. Let's make it fit to the screen. So let's add some styles. We want to style the body first and get rid of the margin so there's no like space on the edges. So that should have pushed it to the edge. It didn't. I'm going to remove the margin on everything and the padding on everything. How about now? Oh, well, I didn't add the styles. So this style file needs to be linked in here. The shortcut to hide the left bar of VS Code is on a Mac, it's Command B. So Command B opens and closes that. I think on Windows it's Control B. But yes, we need to include styles.css, and then yes, no spacing on the edges. Here's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I guess I could set this image to like background cover. That's probably a better idea. Let's do that. So we have this div with ID game. I'm gonna say the body has a width of 100 view width and a height of 100 view height. And then we have this element with ID game, and I'm gonna give it a width of 100% and a height of 100%, so it'll take up the full body. And the body I'll have as overflow hidden. Great. Well, we can't see anything now because we need to set the background. So the background position is that. Background size, I think, is cover. Let's see what happens. Seems fine. I mean, this seems fine. This is perfectly fine to me. Like you'll notice though that like the it's not actually centered though, because if I'm like this, then you don't see the bottom of the image instead of it being like completely centered on there. Could I do background position center? Does that change it? Yeah, that's a little more of what I would expect, where like it's here and then when you go here it's there. Yeah. Well, I didn't make these clouds. No, these clouds are literally just an image. All I'm doing is positioning it on the screen. Like the code that I'm writing just puts it on the right place on the screen. Like this is literally just an image. I didn't do that. But still, I had to add this code to put it in the center there. Okay, so we've got some clouds. That's great. We want like a little air balloon, so I'm gonna search for like a vector art air balloon. I think I can change the type to be like vector, probably line drawing. Clouds as a service. SVG. Yeah. How do I tell it to be an SVG? I'll just search for air balloon SVG. This one. It's on Kiss PNG. Let's see if they have if I can use their image. Like, do I need to credit them or anything like that? I'll definitely just put a link to where I got it from. Put that in the README. Credits. You can't see what I'm typing, but that's okay. So this is not actually transparent. This just has that grid background. I need an image that's actually transparent. Hopefully I can download it. Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, it does look like the parachute from the drop. That's what it reminded me of for sure. Let's see. Great. We've got it. We've got ourselves a balloon. The only thing is I do want it to be straight up and down. Drag it to see if it's transparent. I'm just gonna, I mean, I don't need to at this point, but I'm going to. Yeah, see? So it's like they rendered it with that grid background to make it look like it's transparent. This one's not transparent, but the actual one that I downloaded is transparent. I kind of want to rotate it. Can I rotate this in preview? Tools. I mean, I can do like a 90 degrees at a time. What is the best way? I guess I could just rotate it with CSS. That's what I'll do. Okay, so we have the air balloon. Let's put it on the page. Right here. So we'll have a div. Give it an ID of balloon. And inside that div, we'll have the air balloon image. Like that. Because it's in the folder air balloon. Great. At this point, it'll just be like really, yeah, it's really big. So we want to style it. So the balloon element will have a, let's say, width of 40%. And then the image inside of the balloon will have a width of 100%. Great. So we've got ourselves a balloon on the page. Yeah, and then let's figure out the transform to get this thing right side up. Yeah, so transform, rotate 20 degrees. Oh, look at that, negative 20 degrees. Sweet. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a class on the balloon here, because I'm also gonna put a picture of a dog and a picture of a grandpa inside of here. So let's call this the full balloon. Like that. Great. I do want it to be a little bit smaller, so I'll change the size of the container. Like that. Great. All right. Now we need a dog. I guess I could just put a dog emoji in there. And just position it just right. And like an old man emoji. Yeah. So we'll have a div. This will be the basket. We'll give it a class of basket. And then it'll just have a dog. The rotated square will have hitbox consequences, though. Let's look at it. So, yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. Oof. I mean, honestly, our best bet would be to pull it into an image editor, rotate it, and then remove as much on the sides as possible. Well, leave it in like an... Yeah. So we'll just have a weird hitbox issue. Okay. I wanna... Why is my... Command Control Space. Okay, I was doing the keyboard shortcut for a Windows computer. All right, we need a doggo. We're gonna go with that one, and then we need an old man. We're gonna go with that one. Great. So the balloon. Yeah, I think you're right, Shadow Craze. Because if we look at the balloon, yeah, that one's a square. Yeah, we're gonna use this as a hitbox, not the image. Exactly. Okay. So the balloon basket. It's an emoji, so we're just gonna increase the font size to like 20 pixels. And we're going to absolutely position it inside of the balloon container, which will have a relative positioning. Let's say bottom 10%. Let's see what happens. We'll get there. Let's figure out the right bottom positioning. Stop it. It won't let me click it. Okay. Cool. And the left, 50%. Perfect. Okay, and it all should be relative to each other, so I think if I reset, yeah, no, because the font size isn't changing, so that makes it a little weird. How does a percentage-based font size work? I guess I could go off of the view width. Or vmin? Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's good. Look at that. I just need to adjust the left to be like 30%, 25%, 20%. Yeah, perfect. Look at them. They just stay inside the balloon now. Okay. So that's great. Let's get some JavaScript going. It's because I think at this point we just now need to show the Netflix titles on the screen. And this thing needs to kind of just be floating along, and then we'll need chat commands to move it. You're totally right, Mark Boots. What if I just did text align center? Why didn't that work? Doesn't matter though. Yeah, if I do letter spacing, can I get them closer together? -5 pixels. Even more, -10 pixels. Even more, -15 pixels. Too much. Seems fine, right? Oh, you're right. Text align center with absolute position. I want them to look like they're behind, like they're in the basket. We could go even smaller. That's fine. If you do ! break, you'll get a link to my stretch and break reminder. They are the rocket boosters. You're totally right. So what we could do is position a flame that's coming out below the basket. Like this. We're just going to rotate it, put it below. Position absolute. They had a spicy lunch, exactly. Bottom -5%. Transform. Rotate 180 degrees. Cool. It's perfect. I mean, it's kind of the opposite of wait, why does that one disappear? I think it's because of my letter spacing, isn't it? Doesn't matter. But I'll have you know, this is not how air balloons work. Air balloons shoot the fire into the balloon. We're just doing this because didn't somebody suggest like a rocket? Yeah, Null Pointer suggested rocket, which is why we put that flame there. Okay. Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, and hello Callum, thanks for being here. The idea for today is called Netflix Heist. So there's a dog and a grandpa in a balloon. We've gotten this far. They're going to be floating around the screen, and then various Netflix titles are going to appear within the clouds, and chat will be able to issue commands which can guide the balloon in various directions and intercept the Netflix titles. That's about it. That's about it. Okay. Let's add some JavaScript. That's the point we're at. Though I'll take a break. I've been live for an hour and a half. I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. Sip my drink. And hello. Oh, I thought Alco was here. No. Somebody did uptime. This could go for at least $5 in the App Store. Well, thank you for your vote of confidence, Limotes. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll leave you with a video while I'm gone. Or will I? I'll leave you with music. I'm only going to be gone for like 2 minutes. Okay, actually, yeah, I think I will do that. That would be fun. I'll put the video on where I was eating chicken wings and solving coding problems. Though I need audio. Okay, so here is because the principal is the same amount as the desired. Okay. Chibo. It doesn't work. I gotta eat the wing and then I can start coding. It yet. I have to eat the hot wing. Okay, so dot length, and then minus the. I've tried both of these, and you're gonna see very spicy. The black garlic and zombie hot sauce. You've had it before. I've tried both of these, and they're very spicy. Very spicy. This is the only one that I haven't tried. So you're gonna see me eating the Blair's Mega Death sauce with Liquid Rage for the first time tonight. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay. Yeah. Before I eat the wing, I kind of want to like get the formula. You know what? No, it doesn't work. I got to eat the wing and then I can start coding. Okay. Next one is Chiba Gold. Let's check it out on the Scoville meters. 25,300 Scovilles. This hot sauce is from High River Sauces. All right, here we go. There's a lot of sauce on this wing. It's definitely a creeper. I feel like Pain is Good was actually a little bit hotter. I don't know, maybe this is gonna creep up on me. This is actually not as bad as Pain is Good. I don't know. Maybe I got a weaker batch. I feel like I should. I'm gonna put more on it. I'm gonna put more. I'm gonna put more Chiba Gold on this, just because this is not as bad as Pain is Good. Here we go. Cheers. That's hot. Okay. Let's solve this kata. Okay, so we have to calculate the number of years. I think we can have like a base case. So like we can say, let's say if principal is equal to desired. We just want to return 0 because we don't want to have to do any work there. Great. Then we'll need a place to store the number of years. So, and this will be initialized to 0. Yeah, so the years start off as 0, and then we need to iterate. So we'll say iterate until the principal is greater than or equal to the desired. And while we're iterating, we need to calculate the new principal based on interest and tax. So this is going like 1 year at a time. So we're going to iterate. We'll say calculate not new principal. Calculate total. With interest, tax, and then also increment number of years. Because as we're iterating, this needs to increase every time. Cool. And then we need to return number of years. Okay. Do they describe how to calculate value? Okay. Sum of money P. So principal is P. The sum is kept for Y years in the bank, where interest I is paid yearly. Hello? I'm back. I guess I didn't wash my hands, but I had napkins. I had napkins that I could use. Cool. If you want to keep watching that video, I'll send it to you at the current time that it was at. But also, I forgot, I made a bunch of stuff. Sum of money piece for this. Like this, Hot Ones sauce list. Yeah, we I mean, they're in a much later season now, but back when I made this, you could click a season and then it'll show you all the sauces that were on that season of Hot Ones. You can click it and we animate this Scoville meter. And then these are the sauces that I ate on the that episode. Cool. Yeah, so we got to do it again at some point. And I think it was Turtle Monkey. Someone made a pull request to this repo to add more seasons of Hot Ones. I haven't had a chance to deploy it though, but yeah, that's a thing. Okay, let's keep working on this Netflix heist. I think the next thing I'll do is I'll just get the Netflix titles to appear randomly on the screen. So let's add some JavaScript. And we'll get that going. I have that movies.json. I am actually just going to fetch it. So we'll create like an init function that loads all the game stuff. We'll have a state variable for our game state. Let's have the all movies, which is going to be the list of every possible movie, and then movies will be all of the movies that are currently on the screen. And then we'll also have some state for the balloon, which will have a position with an X and a Y, and then a velocity. With an X velocity and a Y velocity. Stick the titles in some kind of balloon. Oh, well, balloon, I'm just using an air balloon for it. Usually the suggestions are open to my interpretation. That's good enough for me. I think what I'm going to do is all of the movie posters will be in some kind of cloud. So I'll need to find some individual images of clouds that I can put on the screen. So this is our initial state. And then when we init, I'm going to get all of the movies. So I'll just do a fetch to movies.json. And then I'll say state.allmovies is response.json, like that. And then I need to get, let's say, 5 random movies. Yeah, I'm just going to do a for loop that goes up to 5. And then pull a random one out and then put it into the movies array. But I will have a function to add random movie. So this will get a random movie index from state.allmovies. So we'll do math.random times state.allmovies.length, and then we'll math.floor that. So that's going to give me a random index between 0 and the length of the all movies array. And then I'm going to pull that movie out of the all movies array. So we'll say state.allmovies.splice that index. So we'll grab that specific movie. This is JavaScript. Yeah, we're working in JavaScript. And then we'll... Well, so this function is not pure. So it's modifying the state. I think instead of returning something, I'm actually just going to push it into state.movies automatically, just like that. And that way I can call add random movie like this 5 times. And then at the end of this, we'll have 5 random movies in the state.movies variable. You're totally right, Stony Eagle. Let's just replace all occurrences of movies with titles. Great. Don't I need to -1 all movies length to get the correct index? This doesn't, because math.random gives you a random value between 0 and 0.999999999. So math.random will never give you the value 1. And if it was the value 1, then it would be the actual length. And because it's 0.9999999 as the maximum value, and then we floor it, it will always be 1 less than the total length. Yeah. And so the way I'm doing it won't give us duplicates because we're removing it from the array. So this splice here actually removes it from the array of all titles, and then puts it into this one, meaning we'll never choose that one again. Yeah, we'll never choose that one again. And Chief Mustardo, thank you for this 15 months. It's great. With 0 movies, the game is over. Yeah, we'll handle that. So my linter just prefers this, and the main reason is like I++ can be confusing in certain scenarios because it retrieves the value and then increments it, whereas I+ = 1 is more explicit because it is retrieve value, add 1 to it, store it back in I. You can see my linter error when I change this. So it says no plus plus. And then if we look at ESLint rule for no plus plus, because the unary, plus plus, and minus minus operators are subject to automatic semicolon insertion, differences in whitespace can change semantics of source code. That's one reason. I think the other reason is the idea of like you could do plus plus I versus I plus plus, and then it's not exactly clear. I don't know. Are you asking what would the code look like for a never-ending loop with a console log? I can do that. So while true, console log, this tab will break. Let's get the console ready. Save. Oh, I didn't add the script yet. And then also let's throw in date.now, so it's a unique log. But I need to add the script right here. Yeah, see, I can't even click the page. Oh no, I can't click. I can. But Firefox is complaining. This page is slowing down Firefox Developer Edition. Is that what you were asking, Pat? Is like, how can you do an infinite log? That's basically it. Just log forever, and then the whole page breaks. But actually, it seems like it would freeze the entire browser. Okay, so at this point, we should have 5 random movies. And what's up, Anthony Writes Code? Welcome in. Can we get we did get a shout out for Anthony Writes Code. Be sure to click that link, drop a follow. At this point, I'm just gonna log state, and we should have 5 movies in our state. So when this file loads, I'll call init. Oh, I think I did break Firefox. Yeah, Firefox is completely frozen right now. No way. Yeah, Firefox is completely broken from that. That's crazy. Well, what's up, Conrad? Give me 1 second while I restart my Firefox. Okay, so we should be good. Though I am getting an issue here. JSON.parse unexpected character. So in my code right now, I am making a request for this titles.json file. I think the issue is, though, it's possible the server that I'm using isn't giving back the right data. Let's see what comes back. So, because it's not titles.json. It's movies.json. Let's actually rename it to titles.json. There we go. So the page loads. We have 5 random titles here. Children of the Whales, which is a Netflix original in Japanese. Charlie's Colorforms City. Okay. Sword Guy, the animation. So there's 5 of them, and then the rest of them, there's 1,300 of them, are in this array here. Great. Let's put them on the screen. I need a cloud, a nice single cloud that I can then put the image poster inside of. Guess I want it to be transparent. We want some clouds that are going to match these clouds. I kind of like this one. Yeah, it's great. Is this one appears to be completely free as well. I'm going to throw it in the README to credit it. But I am going to download it. Oof. I have to log in. I guess I will, because I really like this image of the cloud. Actually, no. I think I can use the one from the DuckDuckGo search result. Yeah, here we go. But on the page itself, it did say that no attribution required. Okay. So we've got a cloud image. Right now, I'm just going to position it within the game. And style it and everything, and then we'll use that to append all 5 of the random ones. So let's give this a class of title cloud, and then it will have an image inside of it with the poster image from the movie database. What's that site called? MovieDB. Here, and then here. We just need a valid one. Yeah, we'll do the Casa de Papel. Great. So, yeah, the cloud's going to have that. And then it will also have the cloud image itself. And then we got to style the whole thing. Pronunciation perfecta. La Casa de Papel. All right, so we have this element called the title cloud. It will have a position relative because inside of it, the cloud will have position absolute. And will just be top 0, left 0. So the image will appear on top of it. And then we can style the poster to be of a certain width. Something like 70%. And then the cloud itself will have a width of like 40% of the page. Let's see what happens. Well, we need to put the poster class on here. Too much. Oh, there's the cloud. There's the cloud, and the cloud needs to have a width of 100%. Cool. So there's that cloud. We just need to put the poster on top of it. Perfect. Though the poster should appear on top of the cloud. But we'll transform it. Translate 50%, 50%. Let's see what we're dealing with. So we've got the cloud here, the poster, Can someone help me out? Position absolute the poster? Well, if I'm using transform, I thought I didn't have to. We can. Because then I can do left 50%. It's pretty good. Yeah, now it's just it's sitting on top of the cloud. And what's up, Fantasy Teapot? Thanks for being here. It has been a minute. Everyone's talking about browsers. Yeah, I use Firefox. I used to use Chrome all the time. This is a good summation. Chrome spies on you. It absolutely does. It's owned by Google. You log in with your Google account. Now, not only can they read all of your emails, they can see every single site you visit as well. Firefox has a privacy focus. Brave, yeah, they're trying really hard. I mean, yeah, it's a thing. And then Edge is just default on Windows, so most Windows users that don't know any better have to use it anyways. So, yeah. Good morning, Hadayat. Welcome in. It left 50%, transform X 50%. That makes sense. Because left 50% is the left edge, but then transform will move it over so that it's directly in the middle of the cloud. Though the cloud is being hidden. So let's position our balloon. We're going to give it an absolute position, and then the game will have position relative. And then when the game starts, we're going to give it an X position of, we'll window dot or is it like client width? How do I get the width of the window? I completely forgot. I guess I can do document.body window.innerWidth. Thank you, Will C.dev. Much appreciated. Inner width divided by 2 minus the width of the element itself. I need to pull in some elements. So the balloon element is document.query selector, the element with the ID balloon. And so the balloon is also going to have an element property, which is that. And then here I could do balloon element dot client width divided by 2. And then the y is going to be a window.inner height. So that would put it all the way at the bottom minus the element's client height. So if those two values are right, and then I apply them to the balloon, it should appear at the bottom in the center. So we'll have a call to update. And then a call to draw. So I have a update function, which is going to position the things on the screen. And then a draw function, which is going to position them on the screen. Right now, I guess we don't have any updates. So I'll just call draw. Let's put these here. And then draw will say state.balloon.position. So state.balloon.element.style.top. So we're going to access this element, modify its style to use the actual position value. And then the same thing with left. All right, did we do it? Not quite, but it's still, it gives us a better idea what this cloud looks like. Anonymous, thank you for the 11 bits. Much appreciated. I think did I get the X and Y backwards? Yes, I did. Thank you. That should work then. Boom. Except I got this wrong. I think I actually want client here. Client width. Does that not exist on the window? Unless this thing doesn't even have a height value. It should, though. It's 196. Pixels high. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I am just going to use absolute positioning with top and left. But yeah, any other CSS way of positioning would work as well. But ultimately, I'm going to use this same method for all of the elements on the page. The order of the math operators matter. I believe it. At this point, though, what is the client height of the balloon element? Do I need to wait for DOM ready? $17. Balloon dot element dot height. Yeah, so the images aren't loaded yet. I need to wait for all the images to load and such. Would the defer attribute fix that? Let's see. Not quite. Async. Not quite. I think I need to wait for DOM content loaded. Or I need to add listeners on the image load, which is not ideal because I've never really had to do that before. Let's see. I could set the CSS height. I don't want to though. So at this point, everything is like percentage based. So the balloon just has a width of 20%, and then the height is automatically calculated. I really just want to use the rendered height. Yeah. So apparently, DOM content loaded. Isn't firing at the right time. I need an event that fires after all the images are loaded too. But the issue here is the balloon image is just set in the HTML. I could get access to the element and then onload call init. Let's see. Window onload should work for this. So just load. I feel like I've never run into this issue before though. Why are we running into it now? Oh, okay. That might actually work. It's just our here. This needs to be set in the init. Let's try it with the DOM content loaded. So we do that, and then DOM content loaded. We do init, and then after all of that is where we'll update the state. So we'll say state.balloon.position equals this. All right. Yeah. All right. So for those of you that are following, basically what happened was this little line of code right here that's getting the width and height, the rendered width and height of the balloon element was the wrong value because the image had not loaded yet. And before we were setting it out here, which is just when the script loads, not when the image loads. And so now that we have DOM content loaded, this line of code doesn't run until all of the images and everything have loaded on the screen. So these values are correct, which puts the balloon, other way, this one puts the balloon where we want it. Great. Cool. When we add a random movie, I think I'm going to give it a random X and Y position as well. So you can't see the fire. Oh, you're totally right. I guess because that's technically positioned outside of the element. So we could do that minus 20, and then it's like, wait, what happened? I think yeah, syntax error. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see it. In a little bit, it's going to be floating all around. But what's up, Meow? Meow? Meow. Meow. I'm using JavaScript in the web browser. So this is just an HTML page with a bunch of elements. So like we have our background, we have our balloon element, our cloud element. And then this is JavaScript, which is able to select and adjust the things on the page. Okay, so we have a movie. We need to give a movie a position. And we need to give a movie an element. So we're going to create a div. And then we're going to throw some HTML into it. So basically, we want to dynamically create this for every random movie that we selected. Like this. And then the poster, we need to dynamically put this piece in right here. So this is going to be movie.poster, I think. And then on the movie element, we can add this specific class, the title cloud class. Then we set it. We need to give it a position. So the X position, we'll get a random X. So math.random times window dot inner width, let's say minus 200. So it'll never appear off the screen. It's always at least 200 from the edge. And we'll floor that. And then the Y, similar thing. I think the poster value has the slash on it. Yeah, so the post... Oh, and I got the wrong property name. But yeah, poster path has the slash on it. So that should be fine, but we'll do that. Seems fine. So now when we add a random movie, we're also creating an HTML element. And then we need to add it to the game. So let's get a reference to the game element here. Like that. And then when we add random movie, we do all of this, and we'll say game element dot append movie dot element. So that should put it on to the page. And then in our draw, we need to look at all the movies. So I'll do state dot titles dot for each. So for each title, we need to position the top and left just like we did for the balloon, but this is just going to be title.element. Cool. And if I did that right, I didn't. Movie.element.classlist is not a function. Classlist.add, like that. Well, without the dot. Here we go. Nice. Nice. So the idea is when the page loads, you're going to see 5 random movies in the clouds, just like that. Though they appear randomly on top of each other, which isn't horrible. I just would prefer if they didn't. We could take into account, like, we could calculate that random x and y, determine if there already is something there, and then if there is, get another random x and y. Don't you need to use backticks on the template literal for the cloud element? Yeah, I am. Yeah. This right here? I like that idea, Archie. Because we could do something like movie.element.query selector for the cloud. So get the cloud within the movie element and set its opacity to be a random value between 0.5 and, well, just a completely random value. That should be fine. Yeah. Do I want a floor? No, I want it to be a maximum value of 1, and I want a minimum value. How's that? Can we just call it done? I don't feel like coding anymore. I want to go. I think we at least want to get the balloon moving around. And then we can do collision detection, and then we'll have like a point meter. Oof. Okay, here we go. So the page loads. You've got a bunch of Netflix titles in the clouds. We now need this balloon to move around with chat commands. And I think we'll do it based off of velocity. So right now, actually, we should have some velocity for the movies as well. Because the clouds move, right? Right? So x velocity, a random value between 1 and 5. Yeah, same thing for the y velocity. Seems fine. And then in the update function, this is where we modify the position based on the velocity. So right here, I would do balloon.position.x plus equals balloon.velocity.x. Same thing with the y. And then same thing with all of the movies. So I would do title.position.x and title.position.y. This should be x. Cool. So this update function will just get called over and over again, which will update the position based on the velocity. And then after this is called, draw will be called, which will change its position on the screen. So yeah, so we do draw, and then we can do request animation frame update. So draw gets called, and then update gets called. No. Update like this, and then here we can do request animation frame to draw, so that we draw and then we update, and then we draw and then we update, and then we draw and then we update. It broke. Right? Oh, you're right. It is plus equals. There they go. Though at this point, we probably should do some. They're all they're all going down and to the right. We want some of them to kind of be going up too, I guess. Actually, what if they had no y velocity? What if they're just, yeah, and then it'll randomly either be going left or right. So math.random of so if math.random is greater than 0.5, then we want negative. Otherwise, we want positive. And we want to multiply that times all of this, which will randomly either go left or right. So some are going left, some are going right. Though I really like the speed of that one. Huh. Cool. Let's just make them loop around. So now that they don't have any y velocity, they only have x velocity. In our update, we can determine if they're off the screen, and then if they are, we can put them back onto the screen on the opposite side. So update their position, and then if title.position.x is greater than or equal to window.clientWidth, inner width. So if the x position is greater than the inner width, that means it's off the screen to the right, and we'll put it back on the screen a little bit off the screen, like that. And then if it was going the other direction, and it's less than negative 200, then put it at 200. And then flip the direction both times, right? No, this is just weird. Yeah. So if it's so if it made it off the right screen, put it to the left and it's just going to keep going. Great. If it made it here, we need to put it to the right. So window dot inner width minus 10, like that. Okay. There we go. Now they should just, yeah. Now they just rotate. Great. We're getting some titles that don't have an image for whatever reason. Yeah, so we haven't implemented that yet, Ominster. We just got the clouds moving. At this point, we need the balloon to move towards the specific title that chat mentions. Oh, it's null. Okay, let's fix that. So we're gonna add a random movie. if movie.posterPath is not a thing, then try adding another one. We're just going to not do that one. There we go. Now we don't have any blanks. Great. I think here's what we'll do now is we'll add chat commands. And I think all I'm going to do is allow chat to change the X and Y velocity. Like, yeah, you can't mention a title or anything like that. You just have to set, you can say like up or down and that adjusts, or left or right and that adjusts the velocity. So you all have to work together to guide it in the right direction. So here, I'm going to use TMI. This is going to let me listen for Twitch chat messages. Let's grab this minified file. Give me a second. No worries, Kid Black Car. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're here every Friday for the most part. Though I probably won't be here. I'll be here next Friday, but not the Friday after that because of the holidays. If the movie goes off the screen, can I replace it with a new one? I could. Yes. I'll say it's possible. I don't think I'm going to, mainly because the idea is you collect the movie, and then after you've collected the movie, a new one will appear on the screen in a random place. So it stays there until it's collected. But technically, it's possible. Yeah, so Stony Eagle is saying, like, we got all this data from the movie DB. And what he's saying is it's possible for every single one of these fields to be null, which is not nice, but we filtered it out. That's fine. Okay, so I just downloaded this TMI JS library. I'm going to add it right here. And then in my app, we'll listen to Twitch chat, and then we'll figure out what commands we're going to listen for. So this is really all I need to listen. We'll do that in the init. Cool. So I want to listen in the Coding Garden Twitch chat. So this is anonymous authentication. It's just going to connect to the Coding Garden Twitch chat, listen to all the messages. I don't need a token or anything like that. And then this function will get called anytime we get a message. I think we'll just have like a balloon command, balloon up, balloon down, balloon right, and balloon left. Let's see how difficult this is, because this isn't just move up one unit. It's not just move up one. It is increase the upward velocity by one. So if 3 people do balloon up, it's actually going to make the balloon move a whole lot faster in the upwards direction. So to cancel it out, somebody else would have to do balloon down 3 times. Does that make sense? I think that'll be the most fun. So let's code it out. And Sebastian is saying, for a new velocity input, maybe the old value can have an impact on the new value. What do you mean? Like as a for the balloon's velocity, like as a multiplier? Let's parse out the message for now. So we should get the command and then the args. We'll do message.split on spaces. So every message that comes in from Twitch chat, we're going to look at it. We're going to split it on spaces, on the space. That should give us the command and then everything else. And then we'll say if that command is equal to balloon, we're good to go. And then the direction will be Actually, I can just put this here. For now, because we only have one specific type of command. So we have the direction. Great, yeah, so if the direction is equal to up, we'll say state.balloon dot velocity dot y plus equals 1. If the direction is down, we decrease it. If the direction is left, we decrease the x velocity. Where are we at? Here. We could use a switch case. Yes, but I'm already I'm too far into it. And if the direction is right, the x velocity is actually increased. Other way around, up equals negative. You're right. Yeah, you're totally right. Because if we're going up, we need the y to be decreasing. Yes. And if we're going down, we need the y to be increasing. This one's right, though, because x decreasing is to the left, increasing is to the right. Okay. Yeah, Ominster is mentioning, yeah, so what if somebody types all capital up or all caps down? I like that idea, so we'll just fix it. So we'll just say whatever direction they typed, direction is itself to lowercase. Like that. Yeah. All right. That should be fine. I think we're already changing the balloon's position based on the velocity. So that's fine. We just need something like this for the balloon. So if the balloon's position x is greater than the width, put it off the screen. That's fine. So it'll be very, very similar. And if it's no, that should be fine, right? And then if it's less than negative 200, means it was going in that direction, so we put it off to the right. Okay, so that handles left and right. We just need to handle up and down now. So if the state balloon.position.y is greater than or equal to window.inner height, we'll put the y at a negative 200. And then if it's less than negative 200, that means it was going in this direction. And we need to put it at the bottom. Is this where I would flip the velocity though? And Zapak, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. We're working on a thing. I'll show you exactly what we're working on though. So, all right, you all can do this in the chat. Try typing !balloon and then up, down, left, or right, and we should start to see the balloon moving. If I did it right. I might have done it horribly wrong. Is anybody typing? Oh yeah, it started to move. Yeah, okay, so it's moving to the left. If some let's see if it oh yeah, it's moving. There we go. Let's see if we got that right. That's seems fine. Cool. So you all can adjust this. You all have the power. I'm gonna adjust the Z index. Yeah, there we go. So now it's just moving slowly like that. Moving down. How many different ways of spelling balloon are people spelling it wrong? That's funny. Everyone should just spam !balloon down. Here, I'm going to turn off slow mode. Let's make this thing move fast. Real fast. I'm going to 3-second slow mode. Yeah, because the more people that spam down, the faster it increases the the Y velocity. Yes. So, it's beautiful. Balloon down. What's funny is you the way the clouds are working right now is you could win the game this way. Because if you just make it go really fast, eventually it'll probably collide with the clouds that are going left and right. Oh, that's right. You'll have to wait 30 seconds anyways. All right. But thank you again. What was it, Zapak, for the raid? Yeah, much appreciated. Did we get a shout out? Oh, you're doing Clash of Code. Very cool. And Bladbeat, thank you very much for the 4-month sub. There it goes. All right, I'm gonna refresh it. Now at this point, I have a couple of things to fix. First of all, we need collision detection with the clouds, and then also I want the balloon to appear always on top. So we'll just adjust the Z index here. Z index 100. Yeah, so now it should always appear on top of the clouds. And Fire Decay, thank you for the Prime sub. Someone was trying to do a shout out. Yeah, that's only for me and the mods. Okay. Cool. Does anyone have any qualms with what we built so far? It seems fine, right? Now if we just do collision detection, we should be good to go. Limit the speed added to be 0.1, not 1 per command. I kind of like it. That's I mean, it doesn't seem too bad, right? A maximum velocity? No way. I want people to be able to just make the thing spin. Oh, I could do that. Yeah, and Scalder, so this show is called Coding Improv. Basically, when the stream started, I had no idea what we were going to build. We got suggestions from the chat, which are completely random. So we got Netflix, Grandfather, Dog Balloon, Rocket, and Heist. These were our suggestions, and we decided to build this thing from those suggestions. So this is going to be a game where Twitch chat can control the balloon. We downloaded a list of like 1,700 Netflix original titles. And essentially, if the balloon collides with the title, which is now floating on a cloud, it disappears and a new one pops up. So check if direction is not null before calling to lowercase on it. It would be undefined, but you're right. Cool. Oh no, this is just vanilla JavaScript. Yeah, somebody asked earlier if this is going to be open source, and yeah, so this is episode 15 of Coding Improv. Oh, it's right there. And all the code will be here. So after the stream is over, I'm going to upload it, and you can take a look at it. It's all DOM manipulation. It's basically like this is a DOM element, and we have a function that's getting called over and over again that is adjusting the top and the left CSS properties on it. Yeah. Okay. Let's do collision detection. Collision detection. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're totally right, Archie, because some people might even type the command with uppercase. So let's just do this. Boom. And then we don't even need to do this. We do want to check if there's a direction. Cool. All right, we're going to do collision detection. As you can tell, I'm tired, but we're going to power through it. we're gonna get it done, and we will do that in our update method here. So the update method adjusts the position of everything on the screen based on its current velocity. And right here, actually, we could do this inside of while we're already looping over all of the clouds that are moving around, and right here we could check to see, is that cloud colliding with where the balloon is right now. Yeah, this isn't coffee, by the way. This is homemade Red Bull. I mean, not home. I got like the Red Bull concentrate stuff. Yeah, and in yo back, if you do ! keyboard, you can get a link to the to the keyboard. All right, here we go. So because we're looking at each individual title, so a title are these clouds here, and so we could say if, and actually we need to get the title rectangle, like the bounding box of the element. So I can do title.element.get bounding box rectangle. Is that how that works? I'm not getting very good autocomplete. Bounding client rect. That's the function that I need. Cool. So that's going to give me information about the box, the left, the right, all that good stuff. What's up, Pablo? The year is 3460. The humanity is on the verge of extinction. The evil corporation Google has overpowered the mankind, bringing it to just a couple of survivors. Basically, the whole internet is controlled by them, except for GitHub. And there, in a lonely surviving repository called Coding Improv, there's still an open PR for Pablo. That's funny, Pablo. Let's look at it right now. So here's the main thing. Coding Improv, the idea is that we code it and then I kind of never look at the code again, so we don't necessarily have to worry about it being maintainable or working for all of these different scenarios. Like, it worked for us when we built it on stream, which is usually why I don't accept pull requests. But let's see. Which one was this for? Episode 5. That was a long time ago. So here's the thing. I'll leave your pull request open, but I won't merge it, so that if anybody ever goes back and watches episode 5, the code in the repo looks exactly the same. That's also another reason why I haven't merged that one. Yeah. The clouds are quite big. Maybe collisions on the image only. Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Let's do it. So the image has a class of poster, so we can get its rect. So the poster rectangle is title.element. We're going to query selector for the poster that's inside of the element and get its rectangle. Though we are not adjusting the position of the... So because this is an update, this is only changing the state. It's not changing it on the actual page. And this is how it is on the actual page, which is different. I'm going to go with the entire cloud right now. Yeah, it's going to collide with the entire cloud. Mainly because of what I just said. Okay, how are we going to do that? If the what properties do I have here? Let's do this. So the balloon rectangle. Balloon element dot get bounding client rectangle. What do we have access to? We have height, left, right, top, width, x, y. Okay. So if the balloon rectangle's x is greater than or equal to the title rect x yeah, so if its x position is greater than or equal to, that means it's on the right side of it, and the x position is less than the title rex x plus its width. So if it collides within the x, is that going to work though? Because it's not necessarily just the balloon x. I guess it would, because we're just calculating if the top left corner of the balloon is within the x of the cloud, which is technically a collision. Either we can check either one. So if the top left corner is within the cloud, or the top left corner or the top right corner is in the cloud, then it's colliding within the x dimension. So this will be similar here. Oops. Yeah, I'll show you in a second, Ace. We're building a silly little thing. Yeah, so this will be x plus the rectangle width. Right? Yeah, well, we're gonna get y in a second. I just need to, we gotta work this one out. So this is, we are colliding in the y. Why is this complaining? Okay. Let's put this in a variable. Colliding x is that. And then we also need to check, are we colliding in the y dimension? For now, if we are colliding in the x, I'm just going to remove it. And what should happen is, as the cloud moves, the moment the cloud gets within an x value of the balloon, it'll just disappear, at least for now. So we'll just say title dot remove is true. And then in the draw, we're going to add like a fade out class. So if title.remove, title.element, fade out, and then we need to remove it from the list of titles and then add a new one. I guess we don't even need to fade out. I'll just do state.titles is state.titles.filter. I want anyone where the other, I guess, do we have an ID? I need to look at what properties we have. Yeah, we have an ID. ID is not equal to this specific one that we're removing. And then I can do game element. Actually, I can just, at that point, I can just do title dot element dot remove, and that should remove it from the parent. Cool. And then we add a new one. Should be fine. Okay. Yeah. So you'll notice the moment they get within the X, they get replaced. Which is fine. And what also is happening is ones are appearing within the X, which means they immediately get removed. You don't put the period in class list.add or remove. Yeah, you're totally right, but I ended up not even using that. Cool. We should give it a little bit of wiggle room, because right now they're disappearing like before the they're like really touching, because it's technically like colliding just barely. So let's add some tolerance. So ooh. We'll just have our tolerance be 10 pixels. And the right minus. Yeah. They're just disappearing so fast. Tolerance on X minus tolerance on X plus Y. I broke the matrix. I don't even know what I did. Actually, I don't even care about tolerance anymore. It's fine. I need to stop coding at this point. So that's fine. Let's just get the colliding Y, and then we'll be fairly close to done. So if the Y, which is the top left corner, is greater than or equal to the Y of the balloon, we actually want less than or equal to. Yeah, less than it, because if it's greater than, well, no, it is greater. It's greater, because if it's greater than, then it's below it. So if the top left corner of the balloon is below the top left corner of the movie cloud thingy, okay, and the top left corner is above the bottom That means we're colliding within the Y. Great, so that's the left edge. Is that all we need? Yeah, because if we're already colliding, I am broken. I'm already tired and somewhat burnt out anyways. Exactly, Stony Eagle. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to kind of sort of work. So if we're already colliding within the given X, and we're colliding within the given Y, let's think about this. Seems fine. Seems fine. There's probably something wrong with it, but we'll see it if there actually is. Okay, here we go. So we've broken it because these are definitely colliding, and they're not disappearing. Why are there two checks? Because we're checking if the left edge of the balloon is within the bounds or the right edge. That's probably why we need to do it with Y as well. So Y. Okay, so if the top left corner of the balloon is greater than or equal to the top left corner of the cloud, it's colliding. Well, it's potentially colliding. And the top left corner is less than or equal to the bottom left corner. We got some to disappear. Was it happening? Where's it happening at? Oh. Oh. There's like a sweet spot. Not on the center. We want a collision on the entire bounding box. Check if the center of the balloon is between the four edges. Of the cloud, you mean? Oh, BoJack. I didn't know BoJack Horseman was a Netflix original. Interesting. Let's increase the size of the posters a little bit. Oh, not that. Nice. Do I want or not and? I thought I wanted and because of the collision box. I can do this. I just have to. I gotta focus. I gotta focus. The thing is, I've done this before. Like, I don't know. All right, we've got. Take a deep breath. I also probably could. Oh, let me write it. I'll write it down. That'll help me. You won't be able to see what I'm writing, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'll show you what I draw after I'm done with it. All right, so we have the balloon. Okay, this is what I've got so far. I got a box with a title and a box with a balloon. Now, what this code is doing right here, it says balloon rectangle.x. So that's going to be the top left corner of the balloon. And if that is greater than or equal to the top left corner of the cloud or the title, it's colliding in the X. For the left edge. Great. So this is checking if the X doesn't mean top left, it just means left. Yeah, you're right. Does it really need to be or? And I guess the main issue is I'm not checking. I don't even know what to say. We made it an or. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, if I do or, then they disappear. Because technically, when it's up, how do I point? When it's up here, it's colliding within the X, but it's not colliding within the Y. So it needs to be an and. It does need to be an and. I think I just need to fix my... I need to just fix my colliding Y. And I guess... Yeah, I think the way I did it here is I was looking at the left edge and then the right edge. Because if either one are within, then you're colliding. And now I need to do the same thing here, because this is looking at the top edge is within the Y. And then we need to say or the bottom edge is within the Y, which is going to be very similar to this. I think that's really all I need. So the Y plus the height is going to give us the bottom edge. And if the bottom edge is less than or equal to Y, nope, greater than or equal to the top edge of the thing we're colliding with, or if the bottom edge is less than or equal to the bottom edge of the rectangle. It's exactly the same. That's all I needed. This should do it. Okay, I've done it. It should collide. There's probably going to be a little bit of tolerance, so it didn't work. I mean, sort of. I have width, change it to height. These all should be height, though. Let's make sure I replaced everything. Okay. JavaScript. Check if two bounding rectangles are colliding. This might do it from Yusuf. That's a good way to do it. American 2050. Is that a real thing, TitanFuss? There's actually just a collision thing in jQuery. I had no idea. I thought it was a joke the first time you put it. True, it's not vanilla JavaScript. All right, this is Yusuf's solution. Does it work? This one should collide. It doesn't. It doesn't work. Do I have an error? Oh, that's just for Y? Oh. Well then, why did I do? But yeah, let's test to see if our Y collision is working. So, that means if it's even on the same line, it should disappear. Like now, like those technically should have disappeared. I thought my X collisions were right though. 2D collision detection. Axis aligned bounding box. Yeah, there's no rotation. Fine. Oh, okay, here we go. This is all we need. And the W is the width and the height. Okay. I'm gonna replace all this code with this. And rect1 will be the balloon. All right. And then rect2 will be our title rect. And then anytime we have .w, we actually want .width. Is it that easy? Is this, I mean, is this what I wrote? I guess I just have a bunch of ands versus a couple of ors. Oh, you're right. H is height. I mean, it kind of looks like it's working. And like I said earlier, this is a perfect strategy because every single movie is going to go across the center axis. So you could technically just make it do this all the time. Someone in the chat should do left or right though. Because that'll give it some weirdness. Yeah, like that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. It's pretty good. All right. Thank you, MDN, for the collision detection. I'm sorry, everyone, that I failed you. I couldn't think of how to do that. I failed the interview. Make it go down and see if it will collide with things as it goes into them below. Why is there some it's weird. I don't know. That's the thing. The down collisions look extremely accurate. right? Because the moment the flame touches it, that disappears. And then in those scenarios, like those ones that just disappeared, it's because it's the bounding box of the entire square. So even though it's a triangle at the bottom, it still counts if it goes within it. I think that's the main issue. Wait, did I not get the full example from Indy? I guess I could do a circle instead of a square. I think it's fine, and I think I'm done. So this is what we set out to build. Another time, yeah. So at the beginning of the stream, we got all of these suggestions. So Slathufer suggested Netflix, Limeote suggested Grandfather, Shadow Master suggested Dog Balloon, Null Pointer suggested Rocket, and the She-Boss suggested Heist. We took a few minutes, we came up with this idea where there's a dog and a grandpa on a balloon that are collecting all of the Netflix original TV shows and movies as they move around. I got a little derailed at the end there. Couldn't think straight, but it seems fine. And so for those of you that are just here now, you can actually run chat commands. So chat as a total gets to control where this balloon goes. So ! balloon up increases the y velocity. So it starts going up. Down, left, right changes the velocity. Why does it sound like the movie Up? I guess it kind of is, isn't it? Look at him go. Yeah. I'm going to start it over. Yeah, so what we're seeing there is the top of the balloon image isn't colliding. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's because the balloon is the image we rotated it with CSS. I think that actually is coming into play. Let's remove the rotation and see what it looks like. A balloon going down with a rocket going up. I know multiple people told me to add the collision detection borders. But I didn't. It's flawless. Yeah, there's lots of cooler stuff we could have done here. So like when they collide, we could have done like a fade out animation or something like that. We could have done some better random generation of where these actually appear. And why is it stuck? Okay. I think you all just put it to a standstill. Yeah. I'm gonna put the rotation back though, because it looks weird. Oh, yeah, you all can stop it. That's really cool because if you adjust it enough, you'll all get down to like 0 x velocity, 0 y velocity. Cool. All right, yeah, I appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the new viewers today. We got quite a few new followers. Seems like more than usual. Thanks for being here. Like a ton. There's a whole lot of you. Thank you all for the follows. If you followed, you'll and then new follows. Thank you for the new follows. If you followed, if you subbed, if you gave bits, if you rated, all that good stuff, you'll see your name in the credits. In Fire Decay, thank you for the sub 37 minutes ago. I don't know if I missed that. Cool. All of this code is going to get pushed up to this GitHub repo. Coding Improv. This is episode 15. We do this every now and then. We just build a random thing and then we never touch it again. It was fun. Maybe you learned something. Yeah, maybe you had fun. Shout out to Stony Eagle who got us the the movie database API up and going to get all these Netflix titles. We appreciate you, Stony. And next stream is planned for Friday, next Friday, and then there probably won't be a stream after that because it's the holidays. I'll be visiting with family, so yeah. All right, you're awesome. We're gonna do a raid. What do you mean, Kenko Muscle? You want to share a GitHub link with me? Is that what you mean? The balloon ran out of helium. Yeah, now it's going. Oh, that's yeah. So as it goes down, that means it. Well, not helium. It's hot air, right? Right. So I'm on the way out, Kenko Muscle. But if you join the Discord, we have a ton of help channels, and I'm sure somebody might be able to help you with your repo if you ask there. Just be sure to ask in the right channel. But yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. If you are a sub, you can use this raid message. If you're not a sub, you can use this raid message. You also can just come up with your own raid message. And if you're following the channel, you get this emote for free. You can't that one. Well, I guess you could see it over here. You can use that for free. So feel free to use that in your raid message as well. I don't know who we're gonna raid, but wherever we go, drop a follow if you like what they're doing. Show them lots of love, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next week. Alrighty, wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.